about the high cost of attorneys. And I realize at the outset that I'm an attorney, and this is kind of like having a conversation with the fox that's attempting to break into your hen house about what great table manners he has. I understand that. So let's just move on from that, okay? Can you afford an attorney? Who can afford an attorney? Let's make sure we're talking about apples and apples. Here in Arizona, if you're involved in, let's say, an aggravated assault, the average legal fee is going to be somewhere around $30,000, and that's pre-trial. If trial becomes necessary, God forbid, add at least another $100,000 to that. Who in the heck can afford that? If you can't, then you'll just get a public defender, right? I mean, you studied this in high school civics class. The Sixth Amendment says that you have a right to counsel. And the Supreme Court has interpreted that, as per the Miranda warnings that you've all heard a million times, hopefully only on television, to mean that the court will provide counsel for you if you can't afford an attorney. That's all true, but what they don't explain on Law and Order is that you do not decide whether you can afford an attorney. The court decides that for you. The court will have you fill out what's known as an affidavit of financial information. They'll take testimony verifying the facts in that affidavit, and they'll have to make a finding of indigency in order to provide you with a public defender. Indigency is a very high standard, folks, which means highly likely anybody watching this video, if you didn't bootleg it, is not going to qualify for a public defender. If you're indigent, you're out there right now begging for enough money to buy a cheeseburger for your dinner this evening. So how in the hell do you afford an attorney in the horrible, life-changing situation where you desperately need one? Well, a lot of folks say I'll get a home equity line of credit on my house. That might work for folks that have equity, but it's going to take weeks, if not months. How about drawing money from your retirement account? Days, if not weeks. How about borrowing money from Aunt Gladys in Topeka? Days, at least. Your arraignment, unfortunately, is 7 hours from now. You desperately need an attorney to be with you now, not days or weeks from now. You need them to meet with you, to get your whole story, to talk to your family, to appear at your arraignment, to get your terms of release as favorable as possible. That way, hopefully, you can go home and start preparing to defend your life as a team with your law firm. Your bond will be substantially worse if you appear at that arraignment without counsel. And you may not get a chance at a bond reduction hearing for months after that. You'll be in jail that whole time. That's your one chance. So what to do? Well, the answer, more and more lately, has been buy insurance through one of these legal defense insurance schemes. That's all well and good, but most of them provide an attorney for you that they have chosen, who you've never met, who you've never vetted, most of whom in reality actually know little or nothing about the entire concept of self-defense, let alone the intricacies of armed encounters, such as time-distance analysis, reaction time dilation, ballistics, physiological changes due to adrenaline, etc. About 40 to 50 years ago, the medical profession decided to let the insurance camel's nose under the tent, and they've regretted it ever since. Things have never been the same. Now, we all pay outrageously expensive health insurance premiums to insurance companies, only to often have them deny coverage, hit us with deductible and copay numbers that are staggering, and then, if and when they do finally pay, they pay the doctors pennies on the dollar of the actual billed amount. We hate it, and guess what? Doctors hate it even more. Instead of paying a $1 trillion corporation to deal with the doctor to offer to pay them 35 cents on the dollar, what if we simply cut out the middleman and offer to pay the doctor directly 60 cents on the dollar? The doctor makes more and we pay less. Why? Because no middleman is around. A decade ago, some savvy doctors realized this, and they decided to literally take matters into their own hands. Medical concierge services were born. No insurance. You contact directly with the doctor, you meet that doctor, you vet that doctor, and that doctor then provides medical services tailored specifically to you for a monthly fee that saves you money and gives the doctor financial incentive to exclusively be there for you when you need them, anytime, day or night. 24-hour access with full knowledge of you and your specific circumstances. I have been practicing law for 32 years. I not only have my bachelor's degree and my Juris Doctoral degree, but I also have a master's degree in forensic biology, where I studied ballistics, gunshot residue testing, fingerprint analysis, DNA testing, gas chromatography, etc. for 3 years. I was a prosecutor for 2 years and a judge pro tem for 14 years. I have prosecuted scores of cases, and I've presided as a judge over hundreds of cases, including dozens of jury trials. I have represented hundreds, if not thousands of clients in criminal cases, many of which allege the illegal use of lethal force. Additionally, I've been an avid shooter, hunter, and firearms competitor for nearly my entire life. I've been a part-time firearms instructor for nearly 30 years. I have been the lead and in fact the only CCW instructor at the prestigious Scottsdale Gun Club since before that club actually opened nearly 20 years ago. I have served and I continue to serve on the boards of numerous national and Arizona shooting organizations. I've had somewhere around 50,000 students to whom I have taught the legalities of lethal force, most of whom then obtained their concealed carry permits via those same classes. I helped develop Azccwonline, the course that you just watched, in order to bring that same level of education into people's homes and offices, to make that same training more readily available to students all around the country. I have lost count of the number of students who have approached me at the conclusion of a class and told me, "Hey man, you speak my language. I want to put you on retainer in case I should ever need you. Is blank dollars enough to guarantee that you'll take my call in the middle of the night and help me out?" I've always had to explain to those people that such a retainer would be wasted, in that I can't access the funds until I actually work for them after the actual incident occurs. Just call me if you need me. Until now. My firm has now decided to offer legal concierge services. For a low monthly or annual fee, you'll receive free or dramatically discounted legal services from an attorney who lives and breathes the Second Amendment, both professionally and personally. Safe House Defense Tim Forshee is your chance to affordably form a concierge-type relationship with an attorney who gets you, who gets your lifestyle, who gets your choices in life, and is ready and willing to explain those choices and why you made them to police officers, prosecutors, judges, and if God forbid necessary, juries, to get you your life back in the event of an unavoidable, horrific tragedy. Of course, the best way to get out of trouble is to not get into trouble in the first place, and that requires education and training. This plan will allow us to offer one-on-one meetings with members long before they are ever in trouble, in order to map out multi-pronged, personalized strategies to minimize those risks. We will also periodically offer free seminars to members to cover relevant and helpful topics with complete access to ask any questions that arise during the presentation. This concierge legal service will give clients access to important knowledge and a local legal resource at affordable rates while cutting out the middleman insurance companies. You can pick up the phone and speak to an experienced local professional, obtain a meeting quickly and efficiently, and trust that they actually get you, because they do. Welcome to Safe House Defense Tim Forshee Legal Concierge Service.